Hello, welcome to my first vlog style post on YouTube. Just a little catch up of what's going on in my studio. I am Lynell Ingram, the artist. One of the things I'm going to talk about is a follow-up to my last video where I redid my entire studio space. And that's where, after being in here for a little bit of time and actually working in here, I made a few just kind of little tweaks for comfort's sake. More things that are less functional about how I work and just making it a more pleasant space to be in, because that goes a long way when you need to get some things done and sometimes it's hard. So first things first, this studio room doesn't get good airflow. I have one window on one side and stuffy and close and unpleasant. One of the first things I needed to do was get myself a decent fan. I gotta tell you, I love this very adorable little cylindrical fan. It is so cute, but also quiet and effective. It moves air really well. It doesn't interfere with recording audio if I need to be recording something, because if you have extra lights on for recording, it can get really uncomfortable really fast. Also, it not only oscillates left and right, but up and down. And if you turn them both on, it goes in a circle, and it is so, again, adorable but effective, and even my cat loves it. He thinks it's really interesting. And speaking of my cat, Watson, sometimes when he's in the studio with me, which is often, he likes to be nearby, but he finds the studio to be an incredibly boring place. So usually he'll be sleeping, and if he's not sleeping, he's walking all over the desks and trying to get attention because he's bored. So I decided to get him a little perch so he can see out the window, because our window seat is not very deep. So he can't really get in the windowsill without something else there, and we have chairs pushed up, so if he's sitting up, he can kind of see out, but I thought a nice little place where he could relax and chill out in here and be occupied watching birds and be comfortable would be really nice. So it's, comfort for both of us that way, which is very important when you have a little fuzzy studio assistant. This particular window perch I got through Amazon. It had some of the better reviews. It says it holds up to 40 pounds. Watson's about 14, so it should be good, I hope, and we'll see if he'll actually sit in it or if he'll do the typical cat thing where you buy something for him and he'd rather play in the box. One other thing I wanted to do to add some life and comfort and aesthetic appeal to this space was to bring in some greenery. Now, I have what you might call a black thumb when it comes to plants. I kill a lot of plants. I don't mean to. I try really hard, but I am apparently a very unfit plant caretaker, mother, and it's not good. But I'm trying, and the few that I've been able to keep alive, a few I've decided to repot and bring into the studio, and it should be a couple that will be okay with mostly indirect light and maybe a little bit of semi-neglect, perhaps. First, I am potting this tiny little succulent that I bought just to go in this little doll head pot that I just love. It was a gift probably 2 years ago, and I haven't had the right thing to go in it. And I finally picked up this adorable little succulent, really hoping I can keep it happy. And it looks so perfect in that pot. Look at it, it's like she's got the most amazing little hair. I know spider plants are supposed to be quite easy, and this guy needed to be repotted anyway because the soil it was in was very dense, sandy soil. So I gave it some nice new soil in this cute little pot. So I picked out some spots for them to go in the studio where they will be near some good lights, and I'll try to keep the windows open for them so that they are getting actual daylight as well. One quick side note, while I'm putting the plants in place, I'm thinking about this bulletin board that's here and kind of rethinking it. It's sort of just been here a really long time, and there are things on there, bits of memory and stuff like that, that I will of course keep, but I don't know if I'll keep the board here. I will have to think on that. I'm just about to head out to pick up a painting from a gallery show that I took part in. I had 2 pieces there and one sold at a local gallery, so super excited about that. I will pick up the one that didn't, and one fun piece that I bought at the show, and then head back into the studio. And it is far more warm and humid than I thought it was going to be today. I thought it was going to be cooler, maybe a little rainy, but it is just, again, almost 80 degrees and super humid and gross as all get out. So just a quick trip out, then back to work. Empty Corner Gallery in Arlington Heights is really cute, and I love what they're trying to do to support and showcase local artists and really kind of create a hub of a scene, which is something that hasn't existed here. So I picked up my painting self-improvement. So this one will still be available. I have it listed on my website in the studio sales section because it's a little older. And I also picked up this amazing pillow that I purchased at the show during the opening, and look how beautiful it is. The artist who made this used recycled material. The artist's name is CM Capisa or Capika. I'm not sure which one it is, but I will throw a link to her website below in the description. Okay, back to tidying up the studio and making it just a pleasant hangout space to be in and working in. One of the things was to change up some of the artwork. Some things have been up on the wall for a while, but I decided to replace a few things with some of my own work, kind of just create the vibe of the space being about that that's what I'm here to do. So I swapped a few things out and moved some things around. Not a major change, but just a little bit. I definitely do like to have color around me. One thing you might notice while I'm replacing some of the art and moving things around in my studio is the lighting isn't great. I've actually graded this video to try to improve it a bit, but it's quite yellow. I still have in my lamps the original bulbs that some of them came with, and I've had the intention of changing them out with good daylight lights so that they'll have good representation of color when I'm working on art or recording. But I just hadn't gotten to the store. So finally, when I'd ordered the window perch for my kitty, I also got some daylight bulbs, a pack of 4 LEDs. So hopefully they'll last a good long time and not produce a whole lot of heat. And get everything swapped out. What a difference. Oh my goodness. So now that I've done some of that change over and it's a little bit more comfortable, the lighting's so much better, got a little bit of life in here, it's time to get set up for my next live stream. This time I'm going to be working overhead with the camera and working flat on the desk. So I will have to get the camera placed where I need it, make sure that I have it set up properly and that everything is in frame correctly. Try to have it as sharp and as close to the artwork as possible. And then I hop over to OBS to check everything, make sure all of my cameras are where they belong. Then I'm ready to get rolling. First thing in the morning, I can just pop into the studio, turn on everything, and as long as I have my coffee, I can just get right to it. And with that live stream under my belt, I'm next going to start working on a big painting that's been floating around my studio for a while. I've touched on it on a live stream before. It's a 24 by 48 inch painting that I really need to get done, and I'm finally going to get back to it. Now that I have this lovely big easel that can hold something like that, and I don't have to be sitting on the floor when I'm working on this painting, it's going to be a much nicer process. Most of the rest of my days are spent working on other projects. Sometimes that's doing some studies or work for clients. Sometimes it's work on the computer. There's always plenty of work to be done. You're never completely caught up, because even when you finish one project, there's another one to get going on. Speaking of finishing projects, I just finished this painting. I'm super proud of it. I did most of it live on stream. You can go back and watch along as I do it in real time if you'd like. I'm going to have to get a really good image of it to put on my website and ultimately get it uploaded to my shop to be available. It's about claiming your space. and protecting your boundaries. It's a mixed media piece. There's watercolor, there's acrylic, paint, and marker, there's transfer print, and lots of collage elements, a little bit of oil pastel, some ink, a little bit of everything. So after a really busy week, I like to take a little bit of time on Friday night to unwind if I can. I can't tell, I really like horror movies, and I enjoy watching Joe Bob's late night drive-in show on Friday nights live streamed on Shudder. It's just fun, and it's a bit of nostalgia because I used to watch him as the horror movie host when I was a kid, and I always loved to hear the behind the scenes of the movie making and whatever silliness is going on. I have one more thing that I'm thinking of doing for the studio now that I've gotten it to be a pretty pleasant place to hang out and work in, and that is the closet. Oh, my embarrassment and chaos and disorganization. So we'll just maybe leave that here for now. So with this first blog post under my belt, I'm already ready to start another one with different projects that I've had going on and normal artist chaos and things that happen in life. If you'd like to see more behind the scenes and some rambling from creative weirdo like myself, don't forget to subscribe and like and follow along, and I will keep going. Also Monday evenings, Thursday mornings, live streaming, co-working, creative, art time. If you're interested in hopping on and joining, that's always a fun, relaxing, creative time to start the week or finish the week. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.